know, it's like there's one side that says, you know, like I want to savor this creative time and I really want to lean into art making and I want to do things that are whimsical and playful, like glue sequins to my paintings and draw dancing animals. And then there's this other part of me that's like, how do I market myself? What do people want to see? How do I, you know, like grow my subscriber count? How do I make a plan? Like, I know that one day I would really like to have content that's monetized. I would really like to receive direct support from people who, you know, are interested in my art. How do I make that happen for myself? And I think that regardless of if you're, you know, a creative, a designer, whatever, you're more analytically minded or creative minded, sometimes specifically for people that are more creative, it can be like a tug of war. So I'm gonna hop into some morning pages in a second here, but I wanted to talk a little bit about how the artist way has been going. I found myself struggling as the weeks go on, so I am, let's see, here she is. I'm in week 3 right now. It's Thursday and I haven't even started week 3. I don't know what it is. I was so excited for week 1 and I had so much what felt like creative energy. I was like crafting, I was doing all of these different things that I was super excited about. It was like, you know, interested in mediums that I haven't tried in a while or that I'm not traditionally interested in. There's just a lot of things that I felt like were sort of like coming out of the woodwork in a good way for me. And that was super exciting. No, I feel like I have been having trouble being motivated to do my morning pages, which I know Julia Cameron says is a good sign if you don't really like morning pages. So I keep saying this in like every other clip, but I'm just gonna try to push through. I don't know. I do obviously want to finish the book, and I did reach out to a friend of mine who I haven't seen in quite some time, who is also an artist, who works in architecture, to read it with me. And so we're not necessarily on the same exact timeline, but she's also going to get started reading it soon. So hopefully having someone to talk about it will be helpful, but I do feel like it has helped me to unleash my creativity up until this point. Like I do feel like you know, week 1 and the preface, like some of those foundational parts of the artist way, which she talks about, you know, overcoming a fear of failure, or not censoring the censor, letting the censor rattle on, or, you know, taking note of essentially how you can be your own biggest opponent, like those sorts of things. And then I think especially the thing that's been most helpful is listening to my whims, right? So like not faulting myself for wanting to go look at books at the art store or at the bookstore, or, you know, getting a new art supply here and there. The artists' dates have been huge. Like I never realized that I was supposed to be spending intentional time with myself as an artist. And the artist way has definitely changed my perspective on the importance of designating specific chunks of time as an artist to source inspiration. I think it feels like, I guess first instinct is that it feels very extravagant, right? I was talking to someone about this yesterday. It's like, why would I do that? You know, like why would I designate all of that time to myself? Or, you know, why would I, you know, take time out of, you know, all of the things that I should be doing or I could be doing that are like important, to go on a walk to look at trees, you know, to go to the museum. But yeah, no, the artist way I think does a really good job of summarizing why that is actually really important and really foundational to being able to make art, to not being blocked, like, you know, to getting to a point where you aren't blocked. So gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna actually do my morning pages, and then I might fumble around my studio a little bit and then head to the museum. Okay, so I have so many thoughts. I was doing my morning pages, doing some reflection specifically on this idea that I've been having around them, that like, you know, somehow they're taking up time from my day that could be devoted to making art. And this morning specifically, I was getting ready and I was struck with this realization that I guess I have this internalized idea that leaning into my creativity requires work, right? Which is true, but I feel like I've internalized this idea that leaning into my creativity only equals work, and that is missing the point of the creative rest or the intentional meditation or the intentional thoughtfulness or setting aside time, like with art estates, like with morning pages, that it does take to get in touch with your creative vision, you know, and whether that looks like practically finding your style, whether it looks like finding inspiration, just being inspired to make art in general, getting over an art block, believing in yourself, it could be a million different things. But I do feel like that is something that the Artist Way is doing a really good job of teaching me. I've been reflecting a lot about, you know, my kind of aversion to the morning pages and why they like make me anxious. And I think it's because I feel like at some point my creative energy is gonna run out, and morning pages are like stopping me from getting into the like creative action of my day, like making a YouTube video, filming a reel, all of that stuff. And it's like, I don't even want to market myself. I just like making art, and I'm trying to find my style, and I'm really inspired, and you know, I find editing YouTube videos, like filming and editing YouTube videos, really fun. I have a ton of ideas for videos. That stuff is fun for me. I don't even really want to market myself, but I still have this like itch, like this urge to be like, okay, I have to do this. And I feel like that is like capitalism. You know, this urge to always be productive, this urge to always be like optimizing your time as if you're some sort of computer or machine that is only supposed to work in a certain way all the time. And I think especially coming from a UI UX like product design background, but also being someone that is so creative and interested in art, this like two sides, you know, it's like there's one side that says, you know, like I want to savor this creative time and I really want to lean into art making and I want to do things that are whimsical and playful, like glue sequins to my paintings and draw dancing animals. And then there's this other part of me that's like, how do I market myself? What do people want to see? How do I, you know, like grow my subscriber count? How do I make a plan? I think that regardless of if you're, you know, a creative, a designer, whatever, you're more analytically minded or creative minded, that is the rule of the day. Like you do have to know how to do those things. But I think that sometimes specifically for people that are more creative, it can be like a tug of war too. So that was something that I was reflecting on in my morning pages, just reflecting on like what I want my art to feel like and what I feel like my style is. And yeah, just like, you know, who I want to be as an artist and what type of content I want to share and what feels authentic to me. I've mentioned before that I've never done a create art every day challenge, and so I was just really excited for this month. I have felt like I've been art blocked for a while. I'm kind of viewing Peachtober as like the perfect time for me to almost like artistically purge, which leads me into the point of this being that you'll notice a lot of what I'll show, like the styles are not very similar. If you want to see what I've been posting, you can check out my Instagram at Caitlin Clements Art, so exactly what my YouTube handle is here. But yeah, I'm viewing this as a time to artistically purge. I would love to have a style. I don't really see one super strongly emerging from these yet, but I'm deciding that that's okay. And you know, I don't have to have a style to fit an algorithm, to, you know, garner views, whatever. I love when other people have like a really strong identifiable style. I think it's so much fun. But I decided that for this month, I'm just gonna let myself create. I'm gonna enjoy creating, and if I encounter ways of making that I really enjoy, that I will let myself explore those when they come up. But until then, I'm just gonna kind of make stuff and see what comes out. I think that that is really important in finding your style. There is an artist on TikTok, I believe her name is Monica Hernandez. I will look up her name and like put it somewhere. I think that's her name. But she made this TikTok a while ago where she talked about how to get started with making art, or like how to get out of art block or something. But I had never heard anyone talk about making art in this way. And she basically, the thing that sticks out to me that she said is that when you're trying to find your style, your work, when you're making work, is going to look derivative. It is going to look like somebody else's work. And she said that, and it just struck a chord so deeply with me, that she was basically like, you have to get over it. Like, you have to accept that while you are working to get your skill to catch up with where you want your level of execution to be, you know, while you're working to get your skills to match up so that you can create the thing that's in your head, the work is not going to look like your work. It's not going to look like what's in your head. And it's going to take a while for that to happen, and you just need to like make a very high volume of work before that can occur. She was spitting with that. She ate with that. She ate it up. So yeah, I just love that. And so I decided that's what I'm going to use this month for. So getting into the art. From a different corner of my studio. This is my comfy couch, which I intend to use a lot. This studio space is fairly new to me because my boyfriend and I did just move in like a month ago, and so I'm just excited to see how I end up using the space. And I think it would be fun to eventually do like a decorating my studio video, because there's like no art up on the walls. There's like a nail that the last tenant left in one of the wooden boards that is between the windows. So I just stuck a piece of art on that, and then my swatches as well. But other than that, I haven't really decorated. So I am super excited for what's to come. I'm really excited to continue making videos, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I am gonna go on a walk with a friend in a little bit, and I'll see you in my next vlog.